I'm Kaye and I'm a late bloomer. Just when you think your garden is lush and fabulous, it's really time to get it under control. This hairy vetch I planted as a cover crop in the parkway. Well, it would swallow up my parkway if I let it. So today, while it's cool and cloudy, I'm going to get this under control. We'll also talk about powdery mildew on peas, but first, got to roll up my sleeves and get to work. This is hairy vetch cover crop seed, and I am going to plant this on this part of the parkway to rebuild some nitrogen because I've been using this parkway pretty hard. But first, I had to shovel out the old broom corn and celery stumps, clean up the yarrow and monkey flower, and deadhead the Mexican sunflowers. They were still attracting butterflies in mid-October, so I worked around them, seeding only the north half of the parkway. Then I watered them in and forgot about it. Monarch caterpillars occupied the lower half on my milkweed. Nice. And I didn't want to disturb them. Check this out. It is it's gorgeous, but it takes over. The vetch was just starting to run over the monkey flower, which looked gorgeous in February. By March 7th, it was blooming, and you could barely see the monkey flower. And the worm tower was disappearing. I had no idea what was in store. This is the end of March, and the vetch shows no signs of slowing down. Vetch is a legume, like peas, so the vines crawl all over, and fast, and the flowers are gorgeous. But vetch isn't edible, so it was time to level it. The base of the vetch is just tiny little, looks like, just like that. But then when you get to be out here, look at the diameter of the stems. I decided to put the mass of clippings back on the cut stems to suppress regrowth and retain moisture. The parkway is under control, for now. By the way, on my recent travels to Vancouver for the Vancouver Web Fest, I started vlogging. Now, if you caught my vlogs, please let me know what you think of them. And if you haven't watched, please do. I plan a big trip to see some of my online garden friends late April and early May. And if you're anywhere near Tennessee, Southern Virginia, Delaware, or even Washington, D.C., please let me know and maybe I can come to you and check out your garden. But I'll be covering all of this travel in my vlog. So I hope you enjoy the vlog format, and please let me know what you think of them. Powdery mildew is something that gets out of control very quickly in the late bloomer garden. No sooner were the first snap peas blooming in late February than I noticed my first spots.
The mycelium, or the fine white filaments that are the vegetative part of the fungi, spread out over the leaves until stems and leaves are covered.
Okay, you see the natural pattern on a sweet pea leaf. That's the natural pattern. Right beside it, you have this.
Mildew prefers a slightly acidic environment, which is why baking soda spray is recommended for prevention. Spray organic mildew applications as a preventative before you see spots. That didn't happen this year. I did jump on it and sprayed with neem oil that first day all the lower sections of the pea vines. I've tried milk sprays, baking powder sprays, even hydrogen peroxide. Nothing gets rid of powdery mildew for me, but if I'm vigilant, I can keep it under control until I get a harvest. Crowding plants together is tempting when you have a small garden, but this restricts airflow and makes spreading the spores just too easy. I'm guilty, as charged. That first dousing seemed to arrest the mildew, and the vines shot up the trellis like a rocket. Early on March 25th, I harvested my first snap and snow peas, about 3 pounds. But the mildew was back with a vengeance. According to the University of California Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources webpage, there are many different species of powdery mildew fungi, and each species only attacks specific plants. Many types of vegetables are affected. Severely infected plants may have reduced yields, shortened production times, and fruit that has little flavor. Powdery mildews do not require moist conditions to establish and grow, and normally do well under warm conditions, which makes Southern California a prime breeding ground. The early February heat wave set this fungi in motion. The best method of control is prevention, so plant mildew-resistant vegetable varieties when available, plant in the full sun, and don't crowd your plants together, like I do. The spores of powdery mildew are carried by wind to new hosts, so with the winds of last week, I can be assured my pea vines are not long for this world. By the way, dispose mildewed vines in the trash and not in your compost. Check out my Growing Sweet Peas episodes from Season 3 for more tips.
It's so gratifying to know that you might be inspiring someone halfway around the world. This week, I was contacted by someone on the northern coast of Norway. I think that's my first Scandinavian comment that I've received on YouTube, and I want to give a special shout out to that person and also to all my international viewers. I have some new friends in Germany, and I hope they're watching. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up and share with a friend. I'm Kaye. I'm a late bloomer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Just when your garden is the most... It's really... It's really a jungle. And this is what happens when I don't write my script. That bird wants to star on Late Bloomer.